Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Key Ice. We are back in the mix. Rep My Block Live. We have a special guest today. His
Uh,
name is Bugsy, and he is a special guest. Welcome to the show, Bugsy. How you
thank you,
doing?
thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I was saying I was gonna wait to tell you congratulations on your platform as well, man.
Oh,
Congratulations.
thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Now,
Definitely.
I want to let everybody know I actually met Bugsy. He's actually the very first artist that I met in the San Antonio, Texas area. We met
Whoa.
way back. You may not remember this, but it was it was a clothing store in Ingram Mall. You were
Okay.
there signing autographs. And I had seen there was some type of promotion for that. And I was like, I had heard some of your songs and I was like, I'm gonna go check them out. So I had
That's
went in
what's
that
up.
store that day. It was my very first time in that store, and I went in there specifically to meet you. I was like, let me meet Bugsy. So
That's what's up. That's what's
yeah.
up.
So
Nah, man. Thank you for definitely always for being a support. I was telling you that earlier. Thank you for always being a supporter, man. But nah, definitely. Anytime I get a chance to lock in with somebody that's obviously been there throughout those early stages, man, it's always cool to kind of do those things, man. For
for sure, for sure.
real.
Now, can you tell us a little bit, for those who don't know about you, can you tell us a little bit about what block you rep, what city do you rep, and how you got started in music?
Man, wow. You want the long version or the short one? Nah, I just messing with you, man. Nah, man, I'm Bugsy, man. Obviously, man, I'm representing San Antonio, man. My hometown is San Antonio. Everybody has a city, everybody got a town. That's something that I thought was pretty cool, man. I've always been into sports and stuff like that, man. So when I was a kid, anytime you watch like basketball games or any kind of sporting game, anytime you wanted to know something about somebody, they always showed you like how tall they were, how where they were from, their hometown and stuff like that, their college that they went to, stuff like that, man. So for me, just getting older, it just felt like where you was from was a big part of your identity. You know what I mean? And for me, just not necessarily agreeing with the way San Antonio was being looked at when I was a lot younger, man. We was looked at as a little boy, like a little city. We were the little kids in Texas. You know what I mean? So there's obviously other cities in Texas that have much more appeal and much more of a larger scale than San Antonio, man. But I always thought the world of my city, man. I'm born here. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
for me, it was always important, man, to kind of represent San Antonio, man. So, but if you want to go deeper into that, man, obviously just being from the east side of I'm just a kid from the east side of San Antonio, man, and
Oh yeah.
it's it's cool, man. It's cool to be able to kind of represent San Antonio and kind of be synonymous with those, you know what I mean, with that whole flow there. So that's what's up.
Oh, definitely, for sure. So, what age were you when you first got into hip hop?
Man, to be completely honest with you, I got a fifth grade teacher, man. She still keeps up with me to this day, Miss Yvonne Johnson. She keeps up with pretty much everything I got going on, man. She'll tell you that I was writing songs in fourth grade, fifth grade, man. But I
What?
guess she, I guess being serious about music, I put my first project out when I was 15, man. It's something that I always took,
Wow.
something I always kind of like prided myself on, man, was just kind of knowing like at that era of time, it was artists that would like do like the Memorex CDs. You know how artists would like go like to like CD stores and buy like their blank disc and print them in. I'm not knocking anybody that had to do that humble beginnings and stuff like that, man. But I
Yeah.
guess just for me, man, it was always just about trying to present my music in the most professional way possible. Having that barcode on my first project and just releasing it, in a real CD jewel case and having the plastic on it and seeing it in real CD stores and stuff like
Yes.
that. But that was really important for me. I think I look back now, and a lot of times when you young, you just trying to do things to be different, man. But now I look back and kind of realize that just those early things and kind of how you start out, it also has a way with the way you differentiate yourself and how people see you going forward. You know what I mean? People, I think now people always see me, people that do know me from my earlier stages and stuff like that, they know like, nah, there was never really a time where he turned it on. Like he's always kind of been taking this stuff really serious, man, and doing it at a high level, man. So For me, that was pretty cool. That's pretty cool,
Oh, for sure. I mean, one thing that I've noticed personally that I mean, you've always just stood out. Just your method, your strategy in promoting your music has always been different from all the other artists. Like you've never tried to follow the bunch. You've always been a leader, and I really
man. Yeah,
admire that about you.
I
It's
appreciate that.
been awesome to see your growth as an artist. Just as a fan, then later, when I became a music professional, just into that,
That's
it's
what's
been
up.
amazing
That's
just
what's
to see
up.
your growth.
Nah,
And
that's what's up, man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it, man. I wish a lot of the artists here in San Antonio, man, kind of understand, man. Everybody starts, like I say, with humble beginnings, man. Some of us are still in those humble beginnings. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you
yes,
got to make sure that the way you present yourself and the way you put yourself out there, man, that's really important. You know what I mean? And sometimes you got to kind of sacrifice a few things, man, to make sure that the way you put. That's why I told you, like, I'm really proud of your show. You got the whole jump. You know what I mean?
thank
Everything
you.
is laid out. It's laid out, man. And a lot of times people in San Antonio claim they want to do things, but they don't necessarily go to the full extent there, man. I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm talking about as far as just the level of professionalism and just trying to go from a quality standpoint, just trying to do it at the highest level possible. I think a lot of times we do like
Definitely.
the bare. I think a lot of times we do like the bare minimum and kind of have like like the worldly expectations on doing like the bare minimum. And I think we got to realize it's a lot of people that want to do the same thing that we're doing, man. So if we want to differentiate ourselves, you know what I'm saying, from all those other people that's doing the exact same thing, man, you got to kind of put your last put your last dollar into it. You know what I mean? If you really gonna really bet on yourself, you know what I mean? So
Yes.
yeah, man,
You,
just
you made
trying
a
to
great point right there. I mean, as far as the investment aspect of it,
yeah,
because a lot of artists they tend to think, just if they're just good just at the skill level, then that's going to like get them
yeah,
where they want to go, but that's not the case
yeah,
at all. So, I mean, can you
yeah.
speak a little bit on like how important the investment, like just the business side of it is?
Yeah, I mean, when you young, man, I was speaking with a buddy about this earlier, man. It's crazy that we even having that conversation. It's like you're always gonna have people that kind of need to be told that people see things in them and stuff like that. You know, what I mean, you always hear the story of like how people like see things in you before that person sees it themselves and stuff like that. But like for me, it was always the opposite, man. I always thought the world of myself. You know what I mean? So I never had to be like coached in or like told somebody had to tell me like, yo, man, I see things in you that you don't see yourself type of thing. I always saw it in me, man. So when people would try to, sway me in other areas and to doing things I didn't necessarily see for myself, I was always grounded in kind of just doing what I wanted to do as far as music wise, man. But from an investment standpoint, man, I think anybody that's in their early stages, man, you're gonna have people that if they do see things in you and so forth, you're gonna have offers, man. You're gonna have people that want to put a little money into you, man, and so forth like that, man. But if you really believe in yourself and you're really trying to take it to the next level, man, it's important to just show yourself. You know what I'm saying? That like sometimes before you deal with a different entity or label or whoever or somebody that may be investing in you, you want to kind of make sure that you're doing that with your own dollars. You know what I mean? And for me, just being in my early stages of my career, whether that was just paying for studio time or just going here to there, trying to get my name out there, man. Luckily, I had people like Double R and people that was really what I'm saying important in the city, man. That was behind me, but um, yeah, man. I mean that's really important, man, to make sure that you're putting your own dollar behind you, man, and kind of making sure it's almost like you're showing yourself, man, that I take this serious. If I put my own money behind me, man, somebody else can take me serious as well, man. So I mean, for me, man, I'm not. I hate to tell artists like, "Oh, you ain't nothing, man. If you ain't putting your own money in mine, because it's always gonna be an entity out there, man, that may see something in you and may be able to bring something to the table that you would necessarily be able to do for yourself. And if you're willing to negotiate, you know what I mean, those terms and so forth, then that's one thing. But always, man, make sure you staying true to yourself, man. Don't put a price on your art. You know what I mean? And if you're really about what you say you're about, man, put your own dollar down first and see how far that takes you, and then see if you need some more money. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. Got
yeah,
to. Definitely got
yeah,
to. So,
yeah.
I mean, you have like, first of all, congratulations. when I heard that you have the hometown song on, and it is the theme song for the NBA playoffs, I was like, wow,
Yeah,
yes,
that's pretty
wow,
cool.
like wow, I was like, wow, that's
That's pretty
amazing.
cool. That's pretty
Congratulations.
cool. Thank you on that, man. That's pretty cool. Like that wasn't anything I was expecting. That was something that was pretty. I caught that. That came left field like everything else, man. That's pretty much happened to me, man. But nah, that's dope, man. That record came out in 2009. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes,
Here we are, 2023, man, and it's still growing. It's still doing its thing, man. I think it kind of speaks value. A lot of times, man, it's so easy for us to talk down on technology and so forth and all these different platforms and so forth. But even like a record, I remember seeing something online a few weeks ago saying something like Miguel's record, the Sure Thing, how TikTok is just having that record go crazy and how it's charting all over again and becoming like it's bigger. And it's like, that's one of the plus sides of like this whole TikTok era, this whole social media era that we're in now. It's like it should kind of like give almost like motivation to artists. You know what I mean? Like never give up on your art. You know what I mean? Never give up on your on what something you created. There's no expiration date on your art. You know what I mean? And I think for me, just kind of seeing how far that record. Every day I wake, it's times where I see things that go on with that record, and I'm like, dang, like that's. I see videos. They get people send me videos of people out in nature doing like really crazy things, and they're using the song in the background, and I'm just like, wow, man, I recorded that song, you know what I mean? We're like, I just remember where
yeah,
I was at emotionally and just, you know what I mean, as an artist and my intent, every artist like makes those songs that are like, you know, like that's like my personal favorite song, you know what I mean? Whatever type of thing. And it was like that wasn't recorded with the intent of like being like this song where it's like this is my single and I want it to be represented this way. As much as I love San Antonio, that was never the intent behind that record. And as far as me recording the record, that was never that intent of like making some like record that was gonna be like, nah, it was just me recording one of those songs. And even if you listen to the song, I'm talking about personal things in the record and so forth. So it was like,
right,
it was never really like the intent of like, oh, this is gonna be my single. This is gonna be like the song that people know me for, or whatever the case may be. But it was like, God, it's weird. It's weird sometimes, man. It's like weird. It's weird how things work, but I mean, if I could
definitely,
wrap it up to wrap it up, man, I would just tell any artist, man, and take advantage of the era that we're in, man. None of these songs have expiration dates, man. It's always gonna be new. It's always gonna be new listeners. Always gonna be new people. It's always gonna be a new generation that's getting introduced to music. You know what I mean? We didn't know what our parents was listening to when they were around. You know what I mean? And some of us are still being introduced to older music, man. So for me, it's crazy when I see like younger kids on TikTok and messing with the record and so forth. So that's cool, man. But nah, it's been pretty dope, man, to see it make it that far and so forth, man. And once again, it's that record doesn't even become possible, man, if Adele doesn't go out there and record her version of that song, man. I'll be seeing online
right,
a lot of times people saying a little different things, as far as the timeline of the song, but we have to be logical here. Like I'm sampling, Adele's record. You know what I mean? So at the
right.
same time, she obviously made her record first there. So I'll be seeing little tweets and stuff every now and then. People saying like, "Oh, Bugsy's hometown is better than Adele's version," or her. That's fine. That's subjective. That's fine. But when they say
Right.
that I made the song before her, that's hilarious to me because I'm like I'm sampling her on the record. But yeah,
Right. That, I mean, that, yeah, that's a trip right there.
man.
Right. I mean, just the fact that the song, again, on the point that you made about music doesn't have an expiration date. A lot of people,
Yeah,
because you see people put music out like week after week, and I'm like, it really doesn't
yeah,
have an expiration date. If, a
yeah,
hit is a hit. That's how I feel. A
yeah,
hit is a
absolutely,
hit.
absolutely,
I
absolutely.
mean, and in the case of Hometown, 14-year-old song, and that's one of my personal favorites of yours. And I'm like, I knew when I heard it, I was like, this is gonna go somewhere. And it was
That's
just
crazy.
so amazing to see, that the NBA picked it up. Can you tell us a little bit about like how that came about? Like,
Yeah, I mean, as for the record, man. To be honest with you, I don't know if anybody understands as far as like once your record is out there, a lot of times it gets in films. Shout out to my brother Brian Ramirez. We're on HBO Max, you know what I mean, the records in this film and so forth. But a lot of times, man, when it comes to records like that, once it's out there, man. They send over the little papers and your little NDAs, and you got to sign your little non-disclosures and so forth, and not really speaking on anything. You can't speak on anything that you don't really know is gonna happen for sure. You know what I mean? But once it does kind of come into to fruition, it's like, oh, that's what's up, man. So, nah, it's pretty cool, man. Once again, it wasn't anything as far as like any behind 007 stuff behind the scenes. It's like, yo, man, you know, I've had a few people that, I mean, obviously we know that there's a few people from San Antonio, man, that made it professionally to the NBA and so forth. And I don't mean to switch subjects on it, but I do want to say this. Um, we have to stop. I know this is like completely changing the subject, man. Um, San Antonio is I go to other cities and I see things, man, and it's like I've noticed that San Antonio has a real big thing of like keeping up with what it is that the rappers do for their cities. I know in
Yeah,
hip hop that's like real big. We always like you see it in like the hip hop and the street movies and like the main dude in the town how he pulls up on Thanksgiving and hands out all the turkeys to all of the
yeah,
people in the town. It's like I don't think I don't think that that's fair, man. That we only hold rappers to those type of terms. You know what I mean? Like we're sitting there talking about the
true,
NBA. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about guys that are from. And I'm not putting anybody under the bus. I don't want to put anybody under the bus, but it's like we have dudes that are from San Antonio, man, that made it to the NBA. Man, these dudes are signing 10, $12 million contracts, man. You know what I mean? These guys are seeing more money annually that more than your favorite San Antonio rapper has made over the past 5, 10 years. You know what I mean? It's like I think a lot of times we hold rappers to unrealistic expectations. You know what I mean? And a lot of times we don't necessarily look at a lot of the athletes that come from these cities and so forth as well. And it's like we got
true.
from a numerical standpoint, we do understand that these guys are signing contracts that 7-figure contracts, man. Some of these guys are signing 8-figure contracts. You know what I mean? And you want to keep up with what this rapper or what this rapper or what that rapper is doing for his city. It's like, man, let's get away from that, man. Let's keep up with what the people that everybody is as a whole. But I'm pretty sure there's actors and basketball players and a whole bunch of successful people that we may not know about them, but they may be from San Antonio as well. And we're not asking them what
True.
they're doing for San Antonio or what they're doing on MLK Day or any of these other things, man. And it's like that's always weird. I that is that now that you start, you look at things differently, man. I once upon a time, I know how it feels to look at stuff and say, oh, why is it this person doing this, or why is it blah 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 doing that? And it's like, man, that's one thing to look at it that way, man. But I try my best to play devil's advocate sometimes, man, and look at stuff from a different perspective, man. And it's like we don't hold other especially with all the job and rant stuff that's going on now, man. We don't hold other basketball other athletes and stuff accountable, man, for what they're doing for their city. These guys make crazy amounts of money, man, and we only care about what the rappers from these cities are doing, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
That's,
mean,
that's
that's not right.
but go
You
ahead.
have a
My
great
apologies.
point there.
My apologies there, man. Yeah, that's. I was talking to my boy about that earlier. I was like, man, we only talk about what rappers do for cities, man. We never talk about what any other successful people that come from these cities. You never hear somebody say, "Oh, this actor isn't giving back to their hometown. He don't care about the hood anymore. He ain't from the hood." No, like, bro, nobody care. He's made it already. But
Right.
only a rapper has to keep up and can give back and do all of these other things. It's like that's
True.
crazy, man. But nah, man, my apologies there. That I'll be
Oh
having these
no.
random thoughts, man. I'll be having these
No,
random thoughts, man.
that's a really valid. I mean, that's super valid that you brought that up because you're right. I mean, for some reason, there's just some energy towards hip hop. It's like a negative type energy where there's just a lot of weight put on hip hop artists, and it's really
Yeah,
unfair. But
yeah. Obviously we're from these areas and so forth. So I see how you claim it in your music, you holler, you shoot your videos there, you do. So I get that part of it. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
at the same time, you also have people that are from these same areas. You know what I mean? you got basketball players and actors and other successful people that drive up and down these same streets. They represent these same areas and so forth, man. And we don't hold them to such high standards that we do for the rappers, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's just my way of speaking up for all the San Antonio rappers there, man. I'm trying to get y'all out of trouble there, man. So when y'all don't give out turkeys on Thanksgiving, they're not shooting y'all up, man, shooting your comments up and telling y'all ain't putting on for the city and stuff like that.
Oh, right, right, right. I
You
mean,
know what I mean? But
good looking out for the city for sure, for sure.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
man.
So, can you tell us a little bit what about what you have coming up? What can we look out for from Bugsy?
Man, I mean, obviously it's an interesting time right now. It's a whole lot going on right now, man. Obviously, music is still on the forefront. Obviously that's big. Music opens the doors for a lot of the other things, that I try to get myself into there. Doing a lot of the brand ambassadoring right now for a lot of the different cool brands and stuff, man. Shouts to H&M and Goldie and
Yes.
so forth, man. Uh, that's really been cool right there, man. Kind of using my platforms and so forth to kind of bring attention to other products and stuff right there, man. So that's pretty been cool, man. But people don't care about that. They want to know what's up with the music and stuff like that, man. So, nah, it's summertime, man. It feels good, man. I mean, obviously, these past 2 years have been a little weird, man. There's been some rumors of new music and stuff like that, man. But me and my brother Brian, man, we've been working real close. He hit me the other night. He wants me to be more serious about this acting stuff. He knows I'm doing all these auditions and stuff and moving around and trying to get my footing off in that door and stuff, man. And he's,
Nice.
hey, Bugs, we gotta do more of this. We gotta do more of that, man. So it's gonna be cool for me and him to get together
Oh,
on some stuff,
yes.
man. That's
Okay.
obviously we started out together, man. But for me, man, I try to record. I hate giving dates and stuff, man. People always hold me to the dates and stuff. I be saying I'm gonna drop. I'm independent, man. So I do it when I really people. A lot of artists say that they independent and they really don't be independent. But I really just drop music whenever I like to, man. So that's a luxury, man. But at the same time, a lot of times I be saying, in close circles and stuff. I be saying I'm gonna do this on this date or do this on that date. And a lot of times I be having homies that like to run the internet and tell everybody that I'm gonna do this on this date and do this on that date, and then people hold me to it. So, but nah, man, I'm gonna definitely put some music out this summer, man. It's definitely gonna feel good. It feels like it's the right time. Uh, you know, yeah. So we'll see what's up with that.
Awesome. That's what's up. And yes, I have seen when we mentioned the acting, I was like, okay, Bugsy acting, that is what's up. Yes. I mean,
Yeah,
that would be nice to see you in some stuff for that, for sure. And
nah, definitely, man. I wanna try that. I definitely want to put my foot down there. My brother hit me the other night. I ain't gonna go too deep into our conversation, but he sent me a text. I guess this has been like I've never watched the episode of Snowfall before. People don't really don't believe me when I say that before. I'm a Wire, Sopranos type of guy. You know what I mean? But yeah, I got a lot of homies that watch the Snowfall jump, man, and I've heard little different things from people. And it
yeah,
wasn't until about a week ago that my brother hit me, Brian hit me, and he's like, "Hey man, you remind me a lot of Franklin Saint." And I'm like, man, it was crazy because when he said it, I don't not to be on the arrogant shit. It was just like, excuse me, the arrogant stuff. It was like, bro, you like the 10th person that done told me that. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you the
mhm,
10th person that done told me that, man. And it was almost like a confirmation, like, man, he actually is the 10th person that done told me that. Like, let me take a deeper dive here, man. You know what I mean? We began to talk a little bit, man. He wanted me to take this acting stuff a little bit more serious. I move around, going to all these auditions and stuff, man. New York and LA and shit. You see me moving around, flying here, flying there, trying to get in these auditions and stuff, man, get my foot in the door. But we gonna build something here in San Antonio, man. We gonna try to build something here, man. It's been cool to know that hometown opened the doors for a lot of serious music videos and people to take not just swinging down the street in cars and stuff like that.
right.
People started taking their music videos a little bit more serious, man, after that video. So he always tried to get me to look at that from that prism and be more um, you know, he always tries, man, you get buzz, man. Your music has been It's been in the museum. Yeah, they be they be gassing me, man. They be wanting me to talk like, they always tell me, man, forget that humble Bugsy, man. Forget the humble Bugsy. But nah, that's who I am. But they always try to gas me up, man, and be more, put my foot down on the things that we've been, you know, I guess if leave it up to him, he would say we were responsible for it. I just tell him, man, we just lit the match, and the city just took out since then, man. But
Oh,
nah, man,
definitely.
it's cool. It's
Definitely.
cool. It's cool.
Definitely. And really appreciate you being on the show tonight. We actually have the video of Hometown, and you
That's what's
said it
up.
was okay if we play a clip of that.
Absolutely. I thought when you
Okay.
said play a clip, I thought you meant the commercial there. I was like, no, I definitely would have sent it to you, man. But nah,
Oh,
yeah,
you know what?
absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're
Yeah,
good. You're
because I
good.
wasn't sure if we were allowed to display like the NBA logo or anything like that. So
Uh,
that's why I didn't ask about that
it's
one. But
it,
yeah. Oh
it's
man, we should
okay.
have. We'll because we'll definitely share it on the page for sure,
That's
so
what's up,
everybody can
man. No
check that
worries.
out. Okay.
No worries.
Can you tell us a little bit about, because you said you were in a certain place in your life when you first made the song, and can you tell us a little bit, because I know it's filmed in San Antonio. Can you give us a little bit of background on the video itself?
I mean, as far as the video in itself, man, that's man, that's a tough one, man. Recording the record, doing the record, man, that was fun. I never forget. My brother Double R. He's a DJ in San Antonio, prominent figurehead, man. I always try to give my brother his respect. Um, but yeah, man, I never forget. He would always tell me send him music. You know what I mean? That's my brother. We started out together, man. So he always tell me send him music, send him music, send him music. I mean, he would be DJing. I send him the record after the club, and he calls me after I send him the record, man. It's like 3:30 in the morning. And he like, yo, Blackie. He calls me Blackie, but
Oh,
everybody he calls me Blackie. He's like, Blackie, man, you gotta do a video to that. I'm like, man, I don't want to do no video, man. He's
you
like,
didn't want to
nah,
do
man,
one?
I didn't want to do a video to it,
Oh,
man. Anybody that really knows me know, man. In my earlier stages, man, I wanted to stay as far as away from like I didn't want to make like the city records, like the everybody was trying to make the 210 record or the
yeah.
safe. Like I tried to stay as far away from that as possible. You know what I mean? That was
Okay.
by design. That was by design, man. And like I say, that's why it's so crazy that record ended up being the record that kind of took off on me. Because if anybody really knows, it was like that was the last thing that he was really trying to do there. To be honest with you, um, and yeah, I just never forget Double R and my manager at the time, and they hit up a Brian, and I didn't know him at the time, and it was just like, yo, man, I think this might be the guy. We talked, and I remember him asking me, man, like, what's your vision for uh, the video? And I just remember telling him everything opposite of what you think it would be. Like, I want it to be beautiful. I said, I want to show the east side, but I want it to be beautiful. And he kind of looked at me like, listen, like, I think I know what you're talking about here. I was like, man, it's crazy. I was like, I don't want no cars swinging. I don't want no spurs. If you watch that video, there's literally no spurs. Nothing
Yeah.
that are typical, what you would see at a video at that time. We tried our best to stay away from all of that, man. Um, and it turned out pretty dope, man. And I never, just to give you a little context there, I never forget when Jay dropped the New York State of Mind video. You know what I mean? The
Oh,
song Hometown had been all over World Star, been all over different platforms. MTV US showed the video. MTV2 was looking out for us and showing the video and so forth. So it was a lot of love on the videos and a lot of platforms and shit showing the video and so forth. And I never forget the video coming out for Jay's junk and Brian calling me. I wouldn't tell anybody else this story, man, but he called me and he was just like, man, you can't tell me, man. He was fired up. He was fired up. He was like, man, you can't tell me, man, Jay-Z didn't see your video, man. You can't tell me Jay-Z didn't see your video. He stole your whole idea from your video. I'm like, nah, man, that's Jay-Z, man. That's my favorite rapper, bro. Like, My favorite rapper ain't stole nothing from me, man. He was like, nah, man, look at this video. It's black and white, and he shows the whole New York. And oh, it was so funny there, man. But nah, man, it good times, man. Good times, man. The video, it was definitely a, a, a you know, a serious attempt there to not do the cliche stuff. You know what I mean? That you was normally seeing with the videos and so forth, man. So that was exciting, man.